might be, yes, lovely. So the idea today is for everybody to get acquainted, to get to know a bit about each other and to understand a bit about the course contents and the strategies we have figured out with quite a lot of work to make this a memorable experience for everyone. So because we're going to be at almost 70 people taking part in this course, so obviously some things are a bit unknown for now. But let's start soon. We will be today covering, I'm talking slowly because we have some Brazilian and Honduran students that do speak English, but on an intermediate level, so that if I speak slowly, it might help, isn't it? But some others, they do really speak. Or if there are some people that do not speak English, so I am already saying maybe somebody can type that into the chat, that although the course is going to be taught in English, there is always going to be a language support within the subgroups. Up from the second week, we will divide our large group into 5 or 6 subgroups, and we have tried that at least there are 2 fluent English, Portuguese, or Spanish and English speakers that can help with this translating, okay? I have had already some concerns about it, so don't worry, we'll try and figure it out. Also, we have made the effort to translate as much as possible of the materials that are going to be put in the platform that we are going to use. So we will talk a bit about later. But without delay, we will start with Oi?
Pode fixar você, não tá você falando.
Sim, eu não consigo me ver.
Lá em cima na setinha, tá?
Oh, he's trying to fix me, but otherwise I just don't know what I'm saying. So that's the idea. Yeah. So, oops. Yeah. So without delay, we will have first, as any introduction course, we are talking about a virtual exchange, which is a different way of teaching. It's not distance education or remote education technique, it's something different. And this is why we thought it would be very important if we could start. Now I see me. Now I finally see me. I was like hanging out. Now that's much better. Thank you, Lord. So the idea is that first of all, we explain you to the audience what is virtual exchange. And later on, we will be introducing the 3 participant universities. This course is being done with 3 universities. So we will have, well, the first lecture is going to be done by Parisa Rioni from Sweden. She will introduce herself. And then Ciderlene from Dois Vizinhos Brasil, Campus Dois Brasil, she is going to talk about the institutions that are taking part. And later on, Professor Eloy, who is actually the Brazilian coordinator of the project, he's going to talk about the basic theme of our virtual exchange. We have selected a theme that it has to do with the ODS 11, and we need to tell you why we have chosen this theme. So this is why we are talking about the virtual exchange course on sustainable cities and communities. So,
Você está fazendo introdução em espanhol, os alunos honduras não estão entendendo.
okay, so I will just shortly speaking in Spanish as well. So the idea is that always, if coordinators can do that during the introduction sessions, that somebody is also typing a bit in Portuguese. Maclovia usually does this for us. And if you can have somebody in Honduras typing in Spanish as well. But basically, lo que yo estaba diciendo es que estamos entrando, bienvenidos a todos, muy felices de estar aquí con ustedes en este curso, que es el intercambio virtual con base en el objetivo del milenio 11, que se llama Ciudades y Comunidades Sustentables. Vamos a explicarles el motivo de que, primero vamos a explicarles de qué se trata un intercambio virtual. Un intercambio virtual es algo muy diferente de una educación a distancia o de una educación remota. Este es otro método de enseñanza y eso es lo que estamos aprendiendo todos, y que espero que tengan paciencia. Y además de ser algo nuevo, tenemos la dificultad o digamos el desafío de unir a 3 universidades en el mismo ambiente de trabajo y en el mismo horario. Entonces, para esto hemos creado una serie de estrategias que iremos enseñándoles a medida que vamos avanzando en el curso. El curso será, todos los materiales estarán disponibles en la plataforma Moodle y después vamos a explicar, pero ahora necesitamos que todo el mundo entienda un poco sobre Virtual Exchange, qué es exactamente la metodología, y eso lo va a hacer la profesora doctora Parisa Rioni de Uppsala University en la Suecia. Tendremos también enseguida a la profesora Siderlene Oliveira de la UTFPR Campus Dos Vecinos. Nosotros estamos en Curitiba, participamos 2 universidades de la Universidad Tecnológica de Bogotá, una en Curitiba y otra en Dos Vecinos, que es más o menos a 500 kilómetros de aquí. Entonces ella va a presentar un poco sobre las instituciones parceras y enseguida el profesor Eloy va a hablar un poco sobre el tema. Comunidades y ciudades sustentables. Mi nombre es Patricia, yo soy la chair del curso. Patricia Peralta, soy colombiana y ecuatoriana y vivo en Brasil desde que me acuerdo. Entonces, un placer estar aquí con ustedes y le paso la palabra a la doctora Parisa Rioni. So, if Parisa could talk to us a bit about virtual exchange.
Thank you, Patricia. Hello, everyone. My name is Parisa Ruhi. I am from Uppsala University. Happy to be here. I'm very excited that I see that this project is happening. We were planning it for months. For having a short, as Patricia mentioned, virtual exchange is relatively a new top experience for all of us. We want to see if anyone have anyone here ever participated in a virtual exchange course before. We have an poll open here. You can just, okay, we see one student have been. Okay, as we see, like, I think it's just 1%. Now we have 8%, which is 1 out of 12 people that answered the poll for us have ever been to a virtual exchange course. 2. Okay, at the end, we're gonna have questions, and also we're gonna ask the students who have been participated in virtual exchange to maybe if they want to share with us something about the experience that they gained through this participation, and also like we want to ask you your expectations. So let's start sharing my slides maybe here. Okay, we have 4 students out of 22 have participated, which is kind of better than what I expected. I thought that no one has participated, and also so we can have this. Stop sharing. I want to see if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay,
and
great.
Now you're in the full screen mode, so that's perfect.
Yes, I think it is uploading it.
Yes. There we
Okay,
go.
great. Okay, great. So, great. Let's talk about elite. I'm not going to take so much of your time. I'm just going to have a short talk about virtual exchange courses. What do we mean when we say virtual exchange courses? Actually, virtual exchange courses are digital classrooms that bring students from different countries, backgrounds, cultures, and expertise and geographical places together to work and study on the same topic. So you may think to yourself that what is special about virtual exchange classes than what is the difference between virtual exchange classes and our normal classes? Actually, there are different in many ways. Like one of the differences is between virtual classes and your normal classes are the way that virtual classes are designed. These courses are designed according to challenge-based learning method, which is students working on real problems and mostly multidisciplinary problems together with different fields of studies. Because most of the times these problems are about sustainable development and the nature of sustainability is interdisciplinary, we need to have students with different backgrounds working on the same projects to build something and have different inputs with different perspectives. Because the complexity of sustainable development cannot be solved by research approaches restricted to a single scientific discipline. And also the design of the classes are different. The design of the classes are in a way that students from different cultures and countries are sitting together with different backgrounds and are going to use different methods of learning, and are going to share their inputs and ideas together and learn to understand the individual differences and transfer knowledge within and among each other. And you might think that why should I participate in a virtual course and what does it have in it for me? I might say, as a student participating in a virtual course, you're going to learn something more than just pure knowledge. You're going to learn some soft skills that are important for your employability in the future. You're going to learn how to work in diverse settings and increase your future employability. What are these soft skills that we talk about? There are, for example, collaboration. By working together in these diverse settings with people with different mindsets, different cultures, and even different backgrounds and different perspectives than you, you're going to learn how to collaborate, how to build something with different perspectives, and how to appreciate actually those perspectives. And you're going to work in with international students in those projects. And communication is another soft skills that you're going to learn, you're going to earn actually, and gain by being in those international classrooms. These communication skills will be enhanced through intercultural discussions you have with your classmates, within your groups, within the online and offline classes, with your teachers, and you will recognize that diversities exist, and you will recognize how to overcome intercultural misunderstanding and stereotypes, because you might have some ideas about the other students, which is from another country, but the mindset might change during these courses and during collaborating in and communication you're going to have in these classes and in these projects. Another soft skills that we can mention is technology literacy. You're going to learn how to use internet, how to use technology tools, different platforms within your group works and also in the class activities. Other soft skills we can refer to language proficiency, which will be for those students participating in the courses taught in other language than their own language. Like for us, that many of our students, English is not their first language, but they're gonna gain some language proficiency, hopefully after this course. Now I'm going to talk about other implemented virtual exchange projects that, for example, Uppsala University is involved. We are involving in Enlight project, which is an alliance of 9 European universities. And each year we are having 300,000 students. And the main objectives of those courses and those projects are promoting quality of life and tackling sustainable development, sustainability actually. And let me share with you an experience that I had with in the conference that I've been this weekend, held by this virtual exchange project, Enlight. The first European dialogue held by Enlight, Enlight participants at Uppsala University, Uppsala. They brought all the partners from the city that these participants are from, like university partners and city regional partners. And the discussion was about sustainable urban development, which is actually the topic of our virtual course as well. But surprisingly for me and for many there was that these people and participants, that the issues they brought with themselves to hopefully solve in this conference, which we had like a day of conference and a day of workshop, that every partner could have some issue to introduce and others to put input for solving it. The main issues wasn't finding a solution to the sustainable development problems or unsustainability problems. They were about how to implement those initiatives and those solutions within their societies, which means that by how to change customer behavior and also how to build trust in local stakeholders. To me, the interesting part was that apparently you cannot solve everything just by having the technology or solution in hand. You need other perspectives and you need other scientific fields to be involved while you are developing this project. Because if you have the technology, for example, green energy, but you cannot change the customer behavior, this is useless. But you need, for example, inputs from a social scientist to put it together to see, okay, how can we solve this problem? How can we implement now our solution? So the interesting part is that these kind of conferences and these kind of projects prove to us that having and developing these inter and multidisciplinary projects between countries and between fields of scientific fields are so important and are even getting the more attentions because they are the solution to our problems. Because with those inputs from other fields, we can finally get to the point at which is our vision and which is making a better life in the future, hopefully. I have other references for other virtual exchange courses that are happening within Europe and also all around the world. So I put the references and I will upload my document in the module for you. And also some definitions from virtual exchange from literature that will also upload that for you all. And thank you for listening. If there is any question, actually, you can maybe get the platform now, either write it in the chat or shoot the question. Yeah.
And we would also like to hear your expectations that you have for this virtual exchange. So if you can take 1 to 2 minutes, think about why you actually joined this virtual exchange and what do you expect this virtual exchange to bring you on a personal level, on a professional level, maybe thinking about the soft skills that Teresa introduced, then please put that into the chat. And yeah, you can just make bullet points. You do not have to write a full answer, full sentence answer.
I'm just gonna translate that to the kids in Honduras. Si tienen alguna expectativa en cuanto al intercambio virtual que se está realizando, entonces escríbanlo en el chat. Yo igual ya lo escribí en el chat, todo lo que se esté hablando yo lo voy a estar traduciendo.
Thank you, Rani. I think that is very helpful. I also put it in writing in English in the chat, so maybe that helps also for the understanding. Okay, and we already got one answer from Eric. Thank you so much. He's interested in soft skills developing and gaining interdisciplinary perspectives. I think that is something we can definitely achieve here. You can just keep writing that throughout the session. And I think looking at the time, we probably should move on. And the next on our list would be Sidalene, if I'm not mistaken. Is Sidalene with us?
Yes, hello, Leonie. I will share my slide, all right?
Would you like me to share? Yes, that is no problem. Okay. Give me 1 second. I will just.
No, I will share, no problem. I will share.
Oh, you okay? Perfect. Good.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much, Parisa. Anyway, lovely lecture.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
Yes.
The toggle here.
But now we can see it in the normal size. Yes, that works.
Yes, all right. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, okay, I can start. Well, hello, everybody. I hope you are doing well. I'm very pleased and grateful to be here with you. It's okay? Are you?
Yes, we can see your slides. We can hear you. Everything is working.
Okay, but with the video?
No, we don't see you, but maybe that is.
I don't, all right. Okay. I'm very pleased and grateful to be here with you on the first day of Vamos Virtual Exchange. Welcome, everyone. Thank you very much to be here. Well, first, let me present myself. I'm Ciderlene Muniz Oliveira. I'm talking from Brazil, from Federal University of Technology, and I'm going to show you the partners university in this virtual exchange course, Sustainable Cities and Sustainable Communities from Vamos project. All right. In this virtual exchange, we have partners from 2 continents, America and Europe. We have one university in South America and one in Central America and one in Europe. I'm going to show you each one of these universities that are participating in this virtual course. Well, in South America, Vamos project involves 3 central Brazilian universities, each one taking part in a specific virtual exchange course, one in the north and one in northwest of Brazil, as you can see here. Federal University of Pará, here in the north of Brazil, and Federal University of Pernambuco. These 2 Brazilian universities are participating in other courses. And in the south of Brazil, here, as you can see in the map, we have Federal University of Technology, Paraná State, UTFPR. UTFPR is the university that takes part in this virtual exchange course, named the Sustainable Cities and Sustainable Community. Our team in Brazil is from UTFPR. Well, now I'm going to show you about UTFPR. There are 13 campuses in this university, and there are bachelor degrees, especially engineering, teacher license degrees, and master and doctoral programs in this university. In this virtual exchange course are participating 2 campuses. One campus in the red arrow, Curitiba City, and the other in yellow arrow in the southeast of Brazil is Dois Vizinhos City. This is a photo of Curitiba campus. Professor Eloy Casagrande from Campus Curitiba is the coordinator of this virtual exchange course, named the Sustainable City and Sustainable Community. Professor Casagrande is also the coordinator of Escritório Verde, or Green Room, that is a laboratory at UTFPR about green buildings and cities and social sustainable actions. UTFPR was invited to join the Vamos program because the activities developed by Green Office. These are some photos of activities developed by Green Office. And in the left, the Green Room New Ways of Teaching, emphasis on practical experience. They are civil engineering and architecture graduate students and tutor preparing data for the Vamos case studies project. Other photos in the right, urban garden and drainage system and clean energy, urban garden and drainage system and clean energy generation in empty space. The second, eco neighborhoods in area of social risk, sustainable low-cost modular housing, environmental center for the local water and sanitation company. All right. This is the Campus Dois Vizinhos, that is in a rural area. There is a huge farm on this campus. Well, in UTFPR Dois Vizinhos, we have Sala Verde, or Green Room. That is a project approved by the Ministry of the Environmental and the Green Office in Brazil. Sala Verde coordinator is Professor Annelise Queiroz Amaral. She's in maternity leave, but today she's here in this room. Eloy Casagrande invited the Sala Verde team from Campus Dois Vizinhos to join Vamos because he wanted to share the rural experience of the Green Room project. These are some photos. This is Annelise in the first photos in the left, but in the middle also Annelise is here. And in the first, in the right, Annelise also is here. And the human in blue is Professor Daniela. Actually, she's the coordinator of Sala Verde because Professor Annelise is in maternity license. Many professors and students participate in Sala Verde project or Green Room project. These are some Sala Verde actions: teacher training in the critical perspective of environmental education, sustainability, food security, non-conventional food plants, sensory mandala, to work with people who have special needs. What else? Storytelling. I am the coordinator of this sub-project, storytelling. Programming, gamification, and educational robotics, environmental education, waste management. Sala Verde is also a partner of university in Africa. The photo in the middle is in Africa. Well, this is about UTFPR. Next will be UT8, Honduras Technological University. Honduras, UT8 is in Honduras, Central America. It's a very prestigious and fast-growing university in Honduras. There are 10 campuses in different cities in Honduras. The students in Vamos project are from different courses: law, accounting, tourism, business management, engineering. Okay, and the last university will be Uppsala University in Sweden, Europe. There are 2 campuses at Uppsala University, one in the Uppsala city, you can hear in the map. And the other, the second campus is Gotland Visby, that is in Ireland. Then the campus is surrounded by water. I think it's very beautiful. At this photo here. Uppsala University is the oldest university in Sweden, founded in 1477. It is in 131st place in World University Ranking in 2022. There are bachelor degrees, master programs, freestanding course, and international students exchanges. Among the university alumni or ex-students, there are 15 Nobel Prize laureates, the name of ex-students. Very interesting. Some thought of the community of Uppsala University. Well, to end, the idea was to show you where the professor and the student from this virtual course come from. I hope you have an excellent course. I'm available to help you. I will be a tutor. Thanks, Eloy, Patricia, Annelise, and everybody for this opportunity. And thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Sidalin.
I stopped share, right?
Yeah, you can start sharing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sidalin. So now it'd be nice to hear if there are some questions or if anybody wants to ask something, just not for us only to talk. Any student? Or an idea or or a wish?
Maybe it's just too early. People are shy to unmute themselves.
Yeah, it's still very introductory. So we will be having, Eloy is going to give his lecture, but I was wondering if we could do this icebreaker a little bit before. We did prepare a collaborative icebreaker activity, which is called debunking stereotypes. So now you have known a bit about the universities and countries that are taking place. And of course, I haven't been to Honduras and I haven't been to Sweden. And so it'd be interesting if we could actually come in and do this activity, which is made on a collaborative tool. And then we can discuss it a bit, but very shortly, just to keep our time. Okay. Oh, there is a question from Juliana. Did students understand the difference between virtual exchanges? Más o menos sí, né? From our end, yes.
E da Honduras,
What about Honduras students? I think
los estudiantes de Honduras entendieron.
I think this is the kind of thing you learn by doing. So we are all learning. Estamos todos aprendiendo. Okay. So how can we find the link to the debunking stereotype, Rainy, or the person that is?
Yes, I'm gonna be sharing it through the chat. You just have to click on it. You're going to join through your Google account. So in case that you already have a Google account, just click on the Google icon and you're going to choose or select the account that you want to join with. And then you're going to be able to edit. Let me just translate that in Spanish. Les acabo de colocar el link en el chat. Solamente tienen que ingresar, darle clic al link.
Ya leí. Y tiene que entrar con Google. You have to sign in with Google. Is that so?
Deixou o som ainda?
No. Aberto.
Aí caiu.
No. Eu entrei como eu, mas é melhor não entrar, né? Senão acho que é capaz de cair.
Tem que entrar em seguida?
Tem que entrar.
Até tem que fazer um cadastro?
Não.
Pode entrar pelo Google.
Vou entrar pelo Google. Are you hearing me?
I think Rainy is lost connection. I
Oh, I
will
see.
I will share my screen. I'm currently
Yes.
on the website, and I unfortunately cannot show you how to log in because I am already logged in, but I can see already a lot of movement happening. So people were able to join.
Yes, that's nice. So the idea is the following. Eu vou acompanhar alguém que esteja aqui. Lucas? Então, a ideia é assim. Ah, não. You have to be there. Ali. Aqui a ideia é a seguinte. Vocês, quais são os... você pega aqui do lado direito. Aqui, ó. Aqui, é mais fácil assim. Vocês pegam do lado direito, então a ideia é assim, quais são os estereótipos que vocês têm em relação à Suécia, a Honduras e eles em relação ao Brasil. Aqui vocês têm o papelzinho, como se fosse o post-it. Pega ele, transporta para cá, dá uma cor para você se você quiser e rapidinho coloca alguma coisa. O que você sabe sobre Honduras? Mas um estereótipo, tá? Se vocês vão para baixo, eu que fiz isso aqui, esse exemplo, o que eles sabem do Brasil? Né? Mas estereótipos, depois a gente vai ver. Então, sem computador não funciona, eu tenho medo de ficar aqui e não conseguir voltar. É.
I'm not sure, Rainy, are you with us again?
Yes, I'm really sorry. I got disconnected.
Okay.
So you just have to click on the link. You're already here on Miro, as I can observe many of you are. So there are 3 parts you're going to choose the 2 boards that are not from your country. So if you're from Honduras, you're going to go to the Brazil and to the Sweden board. If you're from Sweden, you're gonna go to the Honduras and Brazil board. And if you're from Brazil, you're gonna go to the Honduras and Sweden board. And you're going to write something that you've heard of it. Not necessarily has to be something positive. Anything that you've heard that you know about the country, you're going to write it there. And then each country is going to select your post-its and they're going to paste them on the other frame, in which they're going to see if they agree or if they disagree with those stereotypes. Just so that you know that probably many of the things that you hear aren't really the reality of many places. So I'm gonna say this in Spanish. So ustedes le van a dar clic al link y bueno, ya ustedes pueden ver que ya hay varias personas que están ingresando ahí. Cada uno de ustedes pues obviamente le va a dar zoom y van a ajustar de acuerdo a como ustedes quieran ver la pizarra. Y si ustedes son de Honduras, pues obviamente no se van a ir a la tabla de Honduras, se van a ir a la de Brasil y se van a ir a la de Suecia, perdón, y van a seleccionar, van a escribir qué es lo que ustedes han escuchado de Brasil. Por ejemplo, ya hay un post-it que dice, a los brasileños les gustan bastante los carnavales. Ese es un estereotipo, ¿no? Entonces, todas esas cosas que ustedes han escuchado las van a colocar ahí. Y luego las personas de Brasil, pues cuando ya hayamos terminado, ellos van a tomar los post-its y ellos lo van a llevar a la segunda imagen en el que van a decidir si ellos están de acuerdo o si no están de acuerdo, porque muchas veces escuchamos cosas, pero en realidad no son como deberían ser. Entonces, pues los dejo aquí para que ustedes escriban los estereotipos que han escuchado de los diferentes países. So I'm done now. So I don't know if someone has any questions. Si alguien tiene preguntas, pueden escribirlas por el chat. You can write your questions through the chat and I'm going to try to address them as quick as possible.
Estoy viendo, I'm seeing various people just traveling around the screen. Stephanie, you know how to pick the post-it? Nadia if you go here where my cursor is, you pick the post-it and then you here.
You have a menu on the left side of your screen where you can choose a sticky note.
Eu não posso ficar pondo.
So yeah, there's a menu on the left side. You choose your sticky note and you place it where you want to write. It's not necessary that you like put a specific size of the words, because as you type, the size of the words is going to be changing so that everything can fit in one post-it. No es necesario que modifiquen el tamaño de la letra porque a medida que ustedes van escribiendo, entonces la letra se va ajustando al tamaño de la post-it y ustedes le pueden dar zoom, 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 cuanto ustedes necesiten para ver lo que están escribiendo. Individually, everyone can zoom in as much as they want, because right now we can barely read anything, but if you zoom in, you're going to see the words like in a bigger size.
And if I understood it correctly, also now the participants from each country have to move it to the other side, right? And see
Yes.
that really relates to the reality that they're experiencing on the daily life.
Como é que eu reduzo a letra?
I feel like people are moving around. So
No. So the idea. Depois, a gente tem que levar esses sticky notes. Aqueles do Brasil, vocês levam à direita. Tudo que estamos falando do Brasil, você leva para cá e você diz se você abriu o desafio, mas você tem que levar os sticky notes ou colar ele. Aquele que você se identifique ou não. Passou desse. Isso que eu entendi. Obviously, we are doing not only stereotypes here, we are also talking about generalizations, but it doesn't really matter. Reini, ¿estás ahí? Reini?
Yes, is that right now there was a lot of background noise, that's why I muted myself.
So the idea es que pasemos las sticky notes para el lado después, ¿no?
Sí, cuando ya haya, bueno, no es necesario que ya hayan terminado, ya los países, por ejemplo, alguien en Brasil puede ir agarrando las sticky notes y las pueden ir pasando ya al otro lado.
What is the idea with this is that we can see a collaborative tool Miro é uma ferramenta colaborativa que vocês vão poder usar durante o curso também. Tá? É uma ferramenta livre e é uma ferramenta que permite muita interação. Tá? Então, isso aqui é só um exemplo.
Fica no momento não consegue mais pôr, né, bebê?
Também não precisa, não precisamos ficar eternamente aqui.
Agora a gente, do Brasil tem pouquinho gente que escreveu, né?
Engraçado. Can people give some ideas about Brazil? We don't have too many stereotypes for Brazilians.
Mas e aí, agora você não consegue ver o quadrinho?
Brasil doesn't opinate on Brazil, ok? Não. Nós opinamos de países que não são os nossos. So Sweden can give some ideas on Brazil. Por exemplo, Elisa, você está no Brasil. Você está levando para lá.
Eu não consegui mais colocar o gente.
Que estranho. Não? Ali está já alguém passando coisas, tá vendo? Está alguém já passando.
A gente pode mandar nossa opinião?
Sim, podemos.
Ele não aceita.
Só que o Brasil não dá opinião sobre o Brasil.
Não, na Suécia.
Eu tenho que opinar de Honduras e da Suécia, mas estereótipos.
Conseguiu mais das notinhas, né?
Ah,
Eu diria que pergunta para ela lá, que ela nem sabe o que vai, né?
Mas tem poucos sticks ali.
Pois é.
Então, ele não deixa de ser.
Não, ele tem só se ele está com ele. Nossa,
ok, então não dá. Então eu comecei a passar para lá. Deixa eu ver só.
Mas eu não vou conseguir grudar né? Não gruda, acho que não gruda, né?
Não sei.
Gruda sim,
É pra ficar.
Rainy, are you still with us? Because it seems like we do not have, like, in something in the function must have changed because we cannot move anything anymore or we cannot add anything. Rainy, are you with us? Maybe we can just have a look
Yeah.
and zoom in closer, and maybe we start with Brazil, and you can maybe run us through if you think that this is rather true or you strongly disagree. We have here that Brazilians only care about football and carnival. Patricia, enlighten us. Is this really true?
Então, Brasília, vamos. Are you hearing me? Se tá vendo que tá dando para todo mundo.
Ele chega ali fora, ele volta, ele quer ficar dentro.
É o seguinte. Where is my cursor now? So, yeah, Leone, are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So, eu vou tentar fechar aqui, eu não consigo fechar. Não tem. É o seguinte, Brasil, vão para Brasil. I'm just giving the instructions here. Brasil, vai para Brasil e coloquem os post-its e digam, eu estou de acordo ou não. Por exemplo. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what can we save it or not, Leone? Because it's not working, but we can do it asynchronously later on. Can we save this mirror?
It just stays there, yes.
Yes, it's already. Okay. So the idea here is that it doesn't really matter if we couldn't finish it. And está salvo, this is been already saved. Está salvo nos seus computadores, it's been already saved. Rainy caiu, normal. This is virtual exchange. It happens. Because our connection this morning was also very unstable, but now it's okay. So the idea is later in the asynchronous sessions, we will recover this mirror board e vamos discutir e vamos falar sobre esses estereótipos. The idea is for us twofold with these exercises. First of all, we want to understand that sometimes stereotypes, different from generalizations, are not based on facts. So this is good for us to get to know each other better. Okay? Can you read? The other thing with this exercise is that you are looking at a very powerful, simple tool that you will be using with your subgroups colleagues just to define, for example, a problem or what you are going to do is very difficult sometimes to talk. So sometimes a tool like this could be really helpful. Uma questão muito importante, something very important, is that this tool is being used worldwide by schools, universities, so we cannot be behind. So let's use it, okay? So don't worry if it doesn't work now. Rainy will look at it later on and just make it work. It must be a bug or maybe the connection or something. It doesn't really matter, okay? So the idea is that if later on, we will look at these stereotypes in all the countries, Brazil is going to pick all these little notes and say, I agree or I disagree. Estoy de acuerdo, estoy en desacuerdo. If Swedish and Honduras people can vote and put more stereotypes on the Brazilian board when it's possible, we'll be very thankful because that's very important for us. Can you see me? No sé aonde que está esa máquina. So that's one very important thing. Okay, so that it's a very important tool and the idea is for you to use it and it's free. This is just one way of doing it. Ele oferece 1000 possibilidades, ok? Ok? Importante saber o que as pessoas pensam do Brasil, né? Aquele que diz Brasil só pensa em futebol, sabe fui eu, tá? É só para provocar, tá bom? Well, now we go on with the schedule. Now we will have the introduction, the talk with Eloy, who is the coordinator of the course. All of the talks are going to be downloaded into the Moodle platform, okay? So later on, we are having graduate and postgraduate students also attending from home. And some are arriving for their classes. They will have classes later on with us, the graduates. So, okay, we will go on with Eloy. Eloy is preparing the presentation.
Não, tá me vendo aí? Então,
Do you want me to share or would you like to share?
now I can share.
Tá tudo certo. Não, não tá sharing.
Não tá sharing.
Não, eu não fiz nada. Só dá para ver você.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Deu certo.
Okay. I needed to be quiet now because all the sound going there cannot talk to each other.
Não podemos falar nada com eco.
Esse microfone capta tudo. Se vocês conversam, ele entra no som para quem está do outro lado lá. A ideia aqui, gente, I'm going to present
Isso que ele fez. Tá lá. É que aí você ficar em pé e eu vou passar para você, né? Estranho.
lá, ó. Isso tem uma coisa que mudou. Não está indo mais para lá, ó, o cursor. Tem que botar o cursor lá.
Ele tá mexendo, né? Ele tá. Voltou a aparecer pra gente. Não. Viu?
Ouvido.
É o seu mesmo.
Você tem que desligar. Desliga seu áudio. Você tem que desligar o áudio e falar.
Então, eu tenho que falar nesse áudio. Estão me ouvindo? Era só para aparecer essa imagem aqui.
Yes.
Ok. The idea is to give introduction about the SDG 11, Sustainable City Communities. What we're going to actually look at in the course. I have a presentation in English. My slides are in English. But most of the people here are Brazilian and Hondureños. So I'm going to talk in Portuguese, sometimes in Spanish. I'm going to pass the slides in English, okay? Yeah, take the mask out. O grande desafio, né? O grande desafio é qual é o caminho para a sustentabilidade. Caminho para a sustentabilidade. E como nós integramos diferentes atores da sociedade para trabalhar juntos. Se lo hablo em espanhol, todo entiende aqui também. Meu portunhol. E qual é o papel da educação em tudo isso? Não? Então, temos muitos desafios. Podemos começar quando estudamos o problema, nos anos 70, que havia as primeiras preocupações com o desenvolvimento do meio ambiente. E há uma publicação importante que é os limites do crescimento, the limits to grow. Esta é uma publicação do estudo de MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, que ha agrupado muitos cenários da população, da economia, do uso de recursos minerais, do petróleo, da poluição, da comida, food production. E o estudo demonstrou que havia problema seríssimo com os limites dos recursos e que havíamos uma data até 2030 e todos devem entender que neste tempo não havia a sofisticação do software agora, a sofisticação da informática, do uso do computador. Só havia algo que estava iniciando e, ao final, uma conclusão que havia limite para cambiarmos o modelo de desenvolvimento e para cambiarmos também como estamos afetando o meio ambiente. Isto was importa. Agora mistura todo. Esto es muy importante porque es la motivación de la Universidad de las Naciones Unidas. Has empezado a hacer las reuniones para todos comprender el tamaño del problema. ¿Bien? Y luego después, como 40 años o 30 años después, pasamos a nos preocupar con el cambio climático, ¿no? Y que has también una preocupación mayor ahora cuando temos mais dados científicos e técnicos para provar que estamos com o planeta acalentando, está cambiando toda a temperatura e que também temos pouco tempo para ir, não? Para fazer algo. Coincidentemente, o tempo é 2030, não? Como o estudo do Clube de Roma. E também temos outros problemas quando miramos para a situação do meio ambiente, que é a inequidade social da América Latina, não? Como todo, como problema comum de todos, a common problem of the poverty de people, as pessoas que são muito ricas, as pessoas que são muito pobres. Isto em toda a América Latina. E este é dado muito importante quando se discute o desenvolvimento sustentable. E não há dúvida que temos problema maior com as populações mais pobres, que serão muito mais afetadas pelo problema do câmbio climático, não? Vemos todos os dias na televisão, em periódicos, como estão sendo afetadas as populações mais pobres em toda parte do mundo com o câmbio climático. E temos também uma situação em países ricos que hoje enfrentam problema gravíssimo, que é as pessoas desplazadas que vêm para esses países ricos, as imigrações, refugiados, as pessoas que perderam suas casas, e este agora se torna problema mundial, não? O homeless, não? As pessoas inquietos, e se vê em todas as partes. Então, em países ricos, em países pobres, temos a mesma situação. E hoje há este objetivo de desenvolvimento sustentável com estes 17 goals, não? 17 objetivos, mas temos que lidar com um propriamente, que é o objetivo 11, que são as comunidades e as cidades sustentáveis, não? As cidades e as comunidades sustentáveis. Mas também temos que mirar para isto, não? Climate justice, não? A justiça climática. Como podemos ajudar mais as pessoas que serão mais afetadas, que perderam suas casas, que provavelmente têm menos condições de enfrentar o problema. Assim, temos o objetivo 11, objetivo 11, que tem objetivos dentro, não? Isto é de ter as cidades mais inclusivas, mais seguras, mais resilientes e mais sustentáveis. Aí temos alguns que até 2030 temos que ter uma urbanização com mais capacidade de integrar, por exemplo, as pessoas que são mais pobres, não? De ter mais segurança para menos hambre, não? Segurança para poder comer. Também temos que ter a segurança das casas, não? Isto está diretamente conectado com o problema da forma como a cidade anos desarrollados. Então, temos uma diferença muito grande, não, de áreas que têm muito suporte do governo, são áreas mais ricas, e áreas que têm menos suporte do governo, que são áreas mais pobres. Então, o objetivo 11 é que todos possam ter o mesmo, não, a mesma condição de poder sobreviver, de poder ter melhores condições de trabalho, melhores condições de habitação e melhores condições de sobreviver. Então, para ter um exemplo, em Brasil temos aí a necessidade de 8 a 10 milhões de casas, principalmente para as pessoas que têm menos de 3 minimum wages, não? De 3 salários mínimos, não? E temos um problema gravíssimo em Brasil também, que as pessoas, quase 50% da população não tem acesso ao tratamento da basura, não? De sewage collection, não? Esta é uma situação que provavelmente está em toda a América Latina, não? Porque essa é uma condição de saúde, não? As pessoas que não têm acesso ao tratamento de água e ao tratamento da basura têm mais problemas de saúde, não? As pessoas se quedam mais enfermas, e este é um problema que deve ser resolvido. O problema de comida, por exemplo, de alimentação, no caso do Brasil, somos um país agrícola, mas um país agrícola também que fornece muita comida para o exterior, por exemplo, para a China, onde enviamos a soja para alimentar porcos.
Chanchos.
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 Chanchos, as galinhas.
Ele que ajuda.
Não? E muitas vezes não temos comida em Brasil para a gente, não? E muitas vezes a gente no campo, não? Mas principalmente a gente que depende que a comida do campo possa chegar até a cidade, e aí temos muita gente que não tem hambre, não? Agora em coronavírus, não? De Covid, da pandemia de Covid, se viu muito isto, não? Milhões de pessoas que necessitavam, como a economia estava, teve que se parar a economia, houve muitos problemas de alimentação, não? De produção de comida. E a pergunta é se as respostas oficiais do governo estão ajudando de alguma forma, não? Sim, pero há muito que fazer, não? A resposta pública do governo não são suficientes para a solução do problema. E muitas vezes a comunidade tem que fazer seu trabalho, não? A mobilidade, a solidariedade, não? Como uma forma de solucionar o problema de las moradias, o problema de la casa, o problema de la alimentação. Não? Isto há muitos anos e se cambia governo, entra governo e sai governo, e as coisas não cambiam muito. Não? E, por exemplo, esta é uma situação de uma cidade como Curitiba, uma cidade que tem uma fama de uma cidade mais moderna, mais organizada, com um planeamento urbano modelo para o Brasil, muitas vezes para o mundo, ecológica. E em 2018, não, tivemos um incêndio, casas de áreas de pessoas muito pobres se queimaram por problemas de violência, de tráfico, que seja. E quando há uma ação para ajudá-los, se vê este problema. Não há uma ação coordenada, não há uma perda de recursos, há um excesso de doações, Y hay también la respuesta del gobierno es muy demorada, ¿no? Y se promete mucho, pero la realidad es esta, ¿no? Y cuando se ve las promesas del gobierno, cuando se ve los proyectos que se muestran en televisión, en la propaganda política, después se ve algo así, ¿no? Estas casas son construidas con voluntarios de una organización no gubernamental, en parceria com os moradores que perderam suas casas, não? São casas chiquitas de madeira, não, que não atendem, sem banhos, não, sem sanitários, que não atendem às necessidades da população. Não? E esta é a realidade hoje em Brasil e creio que muito na América Latina também. E aí, do outro lado, há uma intensa trabalho das universidades, produção científica, investigações, trabalho com os estudantes, com os professores, e muitos desses são respostas para o problema da educação, para a sustentabilidade, para o problema do clima, para o problema das casas, não, das social housing, das casas dos mais pobres, problema de energia, de água, de saneamento, e como podemos fazer que estas soluções possam chegar até o problema que está aí com as comunidades que sofrem com tudo isto. Não? Este é o grande desafio. A minha visão é que devemos ter uma universidade, né, mais conectada com os problemas reais da população, né, de Engage University, não? E nós necessitamos também compreender mais da população, seus problemas, mas também entender que há muito conhecimento nessas populações, não? There is much knowledge. We need to learn from them as well. Não? Nós precisamos aprender com eles, como eles aprendem com nós outros, e devemos construir pontes, não, de sabedorias, pontes que podem cambiar a situação, criar conexão, trocar conhecimentos, né, desenvolver lideranças e também torná-los mais empoderados, não? Empoderados, que seria uma forma desta gente conquistar seus direitos, que está garantido por todas as constituições dos países, não? Direito à moradia, direito à saúde, direito a ter uma vida digna, não? E o papel, para mim, para o que devemos discutir agora num curso como este, é um curso que habla de educação para o desenvolvimento sustentável, Sustainable Education Development, ou educação para o desenvolvimento sustentável, que para sustentável para quem? Não? Esta é a pergunta, né? Devemos fazer essa pergunta. Deve ser sustentável para todos, não? A sustentabilidade é um conjunto de ações sociais, ambientales, de meio ambiente, de econômicas e principalmente colocando as pessoas em primeiro lugar, não? As necessidades das pessoas em primeiro lugar. E assim podemos começar a pensar a cambiar as coisas. E a participação de todos os atores, que não é só o governo, não é só a universidade, não é só a comunidade, não é só o setor privado, mas temos que pensar como construir redes, não? Redes, network, para que isto possa funcionar de uma forma mais eficiente, não? Isto, basicamente, que tenho para falar hoje. Bien. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Gracias, Emily. Che. Hay chinos, ¿no? Hay chinos ahí. Chineses, ¿no? China. Y muy obrigado.
bem.
Bien.
Excelente. Muito bem.
Sai aqui, sai, sempre. Agora passa para cá. Vai para lá.
Eu não sei. Falar. Nada,
É.
deixa eu vir aqui o teu. Ah, não.
Quer falar? Você tem que falar?
Sim.
Aí não pode.
We are waiting for Eloy to unshare his screen.
Eu já sei lá.
Tá.
You're not sharing anymore. It's we can just see
Yeah.
you.
Okay, so the thing with Polycom is that you never know where you stand. You never know who is really looking at you. So now, thank you very much, Eloy, for introducing the theme and the reason why we are doing this. Entonces, gracias a Eloy por habernos traído al tema. Can you see me from there?
It's fine. Yeah, we see the classroom. We see you. That's okay.
Yeah, I think I am just trying for next session. I'll know exactly where to stand. Yeah, that's much better. I don't think I'll be sitting. I can see myself. It's lovely. So thank you very much for all the teachers that have taken time to really prepare this introductory session. The idea was to understand a bit more about virtual exchange, its possibilities, as well as the universities and the countries we are working with, and also get a bit acquainted with the technology and its possibilities. What I want to do now is shortly prepare you for what is happening in regards of contents, but very briefly, and for that, I will ask Lilian or somebody that can share, if possible, the Moodle screen, if possible.
Yes, I can do that. Give me a second.
Yes, sorry, I think it is much better like that. Okay. Okay, so if you look at the, first of all, if you can put it a bit up, gracias, Leonie. I want to, a bit up. I want to thank the postgrad students, especially Elisa, who is there. Elisa is the one that put together the arts and graphics for our virtual exchange course. We really wanted to give it a more friendly and vamos look appearance and make it as easier to use as possible. So thank you very much, Elisa, and her. She's a graphic artist. Like that. And there, if you go, you will see a bit down, Leonie, you can see the timeline. So everybody has the timings and whatever, and what we are going to do in each synchronous session. If you go a bit down, if there are doubts, si alguien tiene duda, el link para todas las sesiones síncronas es siempre el mismo y es un link de Leonie en Uppsala, no va a cambiar. Esto es algo muy práctico. Entonces, siempre que todo el mundo tiene que estar ya entrado en la plataforma de Moodle para tener acceso a este material, ¿ok? El curso no será solo síncrono. Todos los Virtual Exchange acontecen o se pasan fuera de los encuentros síncronos, que son solamente 2 horas. Entonces, serán 2 horas durante 5 semanas síncronos. El resto pasará asíncrono. ¿Qué es lo que va a pasar? Les explico. Si vas, if you go a bit down, Leonie speaks Spanish, don't you? It's lovely. Facilitates a lot. So, si ustedes ven en la primera caja, el primer bloco, si vocês, if you click there, Leonie, you will see that there are informaciones sobre todos los tutores, los profesores que van a estar haciendo parte de este grupo. No hay necesidad de pasar algunos, si quieren pasamos, y hay algunas cuestiones muy importantes. Abajo está la planilla, el formulario Google Form, who is who, Sweden has already filled it. We need urgently that Honduras, que los estudiantes de Honduras trabajen en este formulario. En esta primera caja, en este primer bloque, están todas las informaciones relativas a los profesores que irán a ser parte de este grupo y necesitamos que ustedes trabajen en preencher, en llenar este formulario por el siguiente motivo. Somos en torno de 70 alumnos. Necesitamos, para que los proyectos salgan, dividirnos. Entonces, en los encuentros síncronos vamos a estar todos juntos y van a haber momentos donde nos dividiremos. En los encuentros asíncronos se trabajará solo con los grupos. Y para cada subgrupo serán asignados 2 tutores. ¿Ok? Entonces será un tutor principal y otro tutor para ayudar y así sucesivamente. Hoy por la tarde, I'm going to say that in English. We need urgently, really, that all your students fill in this exact form. Si no entienden el inglés, son 6 o 7 preguntas muy simples. Pueden contactarnos o contactar a Reini, que ella traduce, manda un file con las preguntas en español. Pero básicamente lo que necesitamos saber es su nombre, su email, cuál es el curso de origen, por ejemplo, arquitectura, ingeniería, ecología, cuál es el curso que está haciendo en el momento, si es un master degree o es graduation, y qué curso, si habla inglés fluente o no. El hecho de hablar inglés en este momento está siendo muy importante por esto. Necesitamos que la gente se entienda y no todos los tutores hablan inglés. Entonces somos algunos que tenemos que, ya los grupos están divididos. Entonces hoy por la tarde o mañana por la mañana, Rainy, today or later on today, I have already done the subgroups. I have already passed it on our WhatsApp tutor, so everybody will know. What I haven't assigned yet is the tutors, because we need to, but I will assign them, and if there is anything that should change, you tell me later on, okay? Entre las, hay 2 actividades, hay 2 actividades que pueden hacerlas también. Después, en el último, en la task 2, si algún alumno desea hacer un pequeño script, puede hacerlo, ¿ok? Puede ser muy igual a cualquier script que se haya hecho. Si quieren, podemos ver algún script. Leonie, can you play my script in Spanish, maybe? Just to have an idea. Esto es importante para que nos conozcamos. If it's possible.
You mean your introduction video?
Yeah, my pitch, maybe. It's because I was going to show you something.
Yeah, absolute, no problem.
Pitch en español.
Sí.
Hola, mi nombre es Patricia Peralta. Yo nací en el Ecuador, pero viví mucho tiempo en Colombia y después vine a estudiar al Brasil, a Curitiba, con una beca. Después de eso fui a Inglaterra con mi marido, el profesor Eloy Casagrande, donde yo hice un doctorado en el área de ecología del paisaje. En este momento yo trabajo con arquitectura sustentable, design sustentable. Estoy muy feliz de ser parte del proyecto Vamos, porque espero a través de este proyecto desarrollar nuevas formas de enseñar a nuestros alumnos a lidiar con problemas extremadamente complejos, los llamados wicked problems. Poner en contacto a nuestros alumnos con una perspectiva internacional de los mismos problemas es extremadamente enriquecedor para todos. Vamos.
Okay, so this is just to give you an idea para los estudiantes que desean hacer un pequeño pitch. So if every student wants to make a pitch on themselves, it will be very interesting just to get to know you. We teachers will be looking at all of them. Some of our Brazilian students have already done them. If not, you can do it, but it's not compulsory. So that was an example. Later on, más tarde, cuando ustedes tengan su grupo y sepan cuáles son sus tutores, entonces pueden conocer un poco mejor a sus tutores a través de este pitch, ¿ok? Para esto es el pitch. Hay otra actividad ahí que Lilian hizo también muy bonita, que cada uno coloque en un mapa de qué país viene para que podamos situarnos, porque por ejemplo, los alumnos de Suecia no vienen de Suecia, muchos vienen de China, Pakistán y otros países. Y aquí tenemos también a personas como yo que no somos necesariamente brasileras, yo soy colombiana, ecuatoriana. ¿Ok? So, eso es importante para tenemos ese mapa. Bueno, lo que va a pasar, hoy pasamos por la primera semana. If you go back to week 1. Hoy pasamos por la primera semana y lo que necesitamos que se haga aparece ahí. Al final de cada session, at the end of each synchronous session, we will be having esta cuestión que se llama Before You Go Home. This Before You Go Home issue or part of the program is explain what is going to happen, explains what is going to happen afterwards in the asynchronous activities. So if you go a bit down, so basically for this session, and we will do that because in the further down, you will understand what are we going to do when you are not with the entire group. So for this session, we will conduct 2 tasks. So these are some very loose activities just for you to get into the mood of using these collaborative tools. So first of all, let's start with 1.2. It is important that we finish the debunking stereotypes, the debunking stereotype activity that we did, just in order for us to understand that sometimes what we think is not true about the countries. Another thing which is important is that you do your calculation of your ecological footprint. So if you see if there is something that could be improved in our own practices for our everyday life, especially when it comes to living in cities and communities. Sería muy interesante que los alumnos también entren en esta calculadora. Tal vez algunos de ustedes ya la conozcan. Es la calculadora de su pegada ecológica, donde cada uno va a hacer un pequeño cálculo de sus actuales prácticas y cómo están en esta cuestión de la sustentabilidad. ¿Ok? Y hay un glosario, por si acaso alguien tiene interés en hacer un glosario de los temas que vamos a compartir y de los términos que vamos a compartir. Especialmente los profesores pueden ayudar con esto. Muy bien. Bueno, y preparando para la segunda semana. Estas son actividades que ustedes van a trabajar durante la semana cuando ya sepan sus grupos. Entonces, como dije, hoy por la tarde o mañana por la mañana, tomorrow at the latest, we will be sending you a link and I will put it here or in the first box team. We will send you a link so everybody knows which project are you into and how and what are your tutors. We have already discussed some ideas of projects in order to make this work faster, because in 5 weeks, it's going to be very difficult. In week two, if you go to week 2, Leon, no, you cannot open it.
I can because
No.
I'm a teacher.
Yeah. There it is. So in week 2, what we are going to discuss is the case studies. So our main concern in this virtual exchange is actually to focus on what Eloy was saying. Enough has been produced on the technical aspects of sustainable cities and sustainable communities. Enough has been produced, but we are not advancing in creating more capable people to tackle these wicked problems. In our case, we will be focusing on housing and food systems. People during the pandemics were subjected to lots of problems regarding housing. We are now in war, so people are displaced from their homes, and we have environmental refugees also displaced from their homes, and people displaced from their homes are also facing hunger. And what we see is that we have lots of technical students very well equipped and prepared, and we are not having people adequately prepared to actually go into the field and see what people want and what people really need. So on week 2, we are presenting local communities. We have designed a strategy by which we are bringing to you the words and the wishes and the fears of local communities that live in Curitiba, in Dois Vizinhos, in Sweden, and in Honduras. We have done some work with our students that are in this room in order to prepare some basic data to conduct some projects here in Curitiba, which is what we really know. And then we can use some experiences elsewhere to see, for example, if we can contribute with Leonis and Paris's experience in Sweden, or if we can bring that experience to our reality. Okay, so this is what is going to happen in week 2, and for that you need to be into groups. Otherwise, we cannot give enough attention to 70 people at the same time. It is not going to be easy, so that's it. This is a challenge, but we will manage. En portugués, en español, básicamente eso. Vamos a traer la realidad de personas que viven en este momento en ciudades, dentro de nuestra ciudad y en Suecia también, ejemplos relacionados a la cuestión de habitación y cuestión de comunidades y cuestión de sistemas alimentarios, seguridad alimentaria. Y vamos a organizarnos entonces en estos grupos para definir los proyectos de los cuales algunos ya tenemos algunas ideas que hemos avanzado aquí en Curitiba para producir datos suficientes con estos estudiantes que están aquí para que podamos entrar ya directamente a solucionar problemas o a tener ideas de problemas que después en la tercera semana y cuarta semana aprenderemos técnicas de cómo enfrentar estos problemas. Básicamente es esto, no será muy fácil porque es mucha gente, pero es esto, básicamente es esto. En la semana entrante entonces nos reuniremos y después nos separaremos en grupos también. Entonces durante la semana deberemos marcar una reunión. A partir de mañana ya sabrán en qué grupo están y serán contactados tal vez por sus tutores para que podamos prepararnos para la semana 2. Ya cada uno más o menos sabiendo su grupo, ¿ok? Pero en la semana 2 vamos a explicar más. ¿Es eso todo? ¿Preguntas? ¿Questions? Eloy, question?
I just had a quick question on when the teams will be assigned.
Yes, the teams will be assigned or today or tomorrow. We are waiting for Honduras to fill in. We have only 4 students from Honduras that have signed in, so we are waiting for them to assign them to groups. I can already say to you that the 5 or 6 groups that we are having have already 10 or 12 students each, so they are not going to be small. We are going to have big groups, and in each group, we will be having aspects that are related to your own expertise.
Yeah, I think the most important now is you have to go through the material on the Moodle, in the Moodle, now, to see the videos and to see the material we put there and watch the videos, the very short videos about the situation of the communities here, and you can start to acknowledge the problem, because mainly we have been doing this work for some time now, because if you start right now, we didn't have time enough to raise the problems. So we started a month ago, or more than that, to get the information from community.
We will, the interviews they will see up from week 2.
Up to week 2. Yeah.
No está liberado.
Podia estar.
But-
Devia estar.
Professor wants us to liberate the discussion.
É melhor liberar. Assim que dá mais
We will
tempo.
see that. But yes, you will see that because so the groups they're going to be liberated today or as soon as Honduras fills the forms, but I'll do it anyway until tomorrow. Then you will see that each group has been assigned to a project, and we will be discussing each project on week 2. We can open week 2 as well, but it might create confusion as to why are you listening to certain interviews. But anyway, okay, more questions? Is Rainy there, Leonie? Is Rainy there?
No, she is not.
She's not. Is somebody from Honduras there? ¿Alguien de Honduras se encuentra?
Yeah, we have Norma raising her hand.
Oh, Norma, you speak English, don't you? Norma?
Yes.
Ela. Elias, do you want? Elias, ¿de dónde? Tienes que abrir el micrófono. ¿Cayó? No, está ahí. Voltó. Norma. Perfecto. Entonces, Elías y Norma, yo creo que ya lo importante, ¿me oyen? Sí. Sí.
Sí.
Ah, perfecto. Lo importante es que ustedes se inscriban y vamos después ir explicando. En el Moodle también hay un foro y una área ahí de preguntas y de dudas. Pueden ir escribiendo que vamos a estar observando todo, pero será todo más fácil, creo yo, a partir de la semana 2, cuando ustedes estén con su grupo. Aquí hemos separado hay muchos más alumnos que estos que están aquí y hemos separado alumnos que hablen también inglés para ayudar. Yo sé que Norma habla inglés. Norma está en un grupo que necesita traducción también. ¿Ok? Apart from that, Leone students have been, and Raparises have been spread into the groups. Ah, sí, ok, Norma, tranquila, tranquila, pasa. So Leone students have been already spread into different groups. So up from next week, we will be explaining the projects, and our students here, they will explain what they have done already to facilitate the course. Okay? Basically, that's it. And we will be meeting again on an asynchronous session on Thursday, this Thursday. So if anybody can join us, we will be glad to open the room for you to be with us on Zoom. This is because we have the graduate students that are here from engineering and architecture. They are having classes with Eloy on Mondays. From now on, from 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And we have the postgrad students that are the doctorate and master students. They are meeting with McLaughlin and Eloy on Thursdays. Yes, so we could join with you on Thursdays at 11 for whoever wants to join if possible. So this is a window of time that might work for some of you, and it might help for you to know that we will be discussing the Vamos project with these two groups. On Monday, we have the doctorate and masters. Some are here, but some are online. And on Thursdays, we will be having opposite situation. We will be in this room with the master and postgrads, and the graduate students will be online. Okay? This is in our case, but then some groups could meet in other times as well. Okay? Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Let's pray that it goes all right. And that's it from us now.
I think so. It's 7 p.m. in Sweden.
Yes, it's okay.
Patricia,
Bye.
Patricia.
Bye.
I think we can take a picture with everybody, and then people can open the camera. Maybe Lilia or Juliana or Leone may take the picture, because I'm not so good in this too.
Thank you for bringing that up. So everyone who is uncomfortable, leave your camera off. Otherwise, this will be also used for the official Twitter account of the Vamos project. So show me your best smile. And then we take pictures in 3, 2, 1, and smile. Okay, let me try one more time just in case if things go completely wrong. We try one more time. 1, 2, 3, and smile. Good, perfect. Thank you all so much.
Lovely, thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much. We are learning to use this polycount, but it works. Okay, so see you next Monday at the same time, or whoever wants to join us on Thursday, but we'll be sending instructions to Moodle, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Leonie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
You.
Bye everyone.
Thank you, Parisa. Bye-bye.
Bye Lilian.
Tá. Som também é muito bom, né? Acho que não precisa ligar tanto para ter muito bom som. É que só assim, eu achei. Só o pessoal do Lula que é exausto.